Hi guys, and welcome to the Saucy Chef's channel today. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy wholemeal bread loaf. I'm going to make a cob style today, but this recipe you can actually make little individual bread rolls with, etc. We're going to make a wholemeal bread loaf today. So what I've got in the bowl here at the moment is 500 grams of flour, and what I've done is I've put 350 grams of wholemeal flour and 150 of plain white flour. You can use 100% wholemeal if you wish, but it makes the bread a little bit more crumbly. My preference is to add a little bit of white, and it gives the loaf a little bit more substance. Okay, so what we're going to add to this is 7 grams of dried yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, a heaped teaspoon of salt, a heaped one as well, make sure you put quite a bit of salt in. And then we've here got a tablespoonful of olive oil. What I'm going to do is just mix all this together first of all, so the flours are well blended together and the salt, sugar and yeast is blended well in too. Okay, and at this stage we can add the olive oil. Just sprinkle that over the top like so. And again give that a good mix. I've got a little bit of extra olive oil here because when we put the bread to rise, I'm just going to coat it with a little bit of oil so that it doesn't stick to the bowl. Okay, that's all nicely mixed together now. So what I'm going to do is make a well in the centre, and we start to put some water in to bind. And a good tip here actually is I'm using warm water, obviously not from the tap, it's been boiled and cooled. But it helps to activate the yeast more quickly, and you get a lot better result in the rise of the bread. Okay, so we put some in to start with, and we start to mix. Add a bit at a time, because if you add the whole amount straight away and it's too much, then you can't take it out. Okay, and this is when I'm going to start getting my hands into the mix. They are very clean, they've all been sanitised and everything, just to start to bind it together properly. We'll probably still need a little bit more water, but using your hand you can feel the proper texture of the dough, and much better than using a spoon. So what you want is a nice silky dough, not sticky, but just so that you have a clean bowl at the end of this. So we're going to need a little bit more water. Like so. And we continue to bind it together. So I'll see you in a moment when it's all properly bound together. Okay guys, so you can see now the bowl is clean and we've got this lovely dough here, all bound together. I added about 300 ml of warm water in the end. And the important thing now is to knead the dough. This works the gluten in the flour, and it also gives the bread a far better texture if you don't bother to knead it. So ideally you're going to need to knead it about between 50 and 60 times, okay? So I'm going to carry on doing this for a moment, and I'll show you the dough once it's been kneaded sufficiently. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay guys, I've been kneading away here, and what's developed is a beautifully silky dough with a lovely texture. So what we're going to do now is just get a little bit of olive oil onto this brush, put some in the bottom of the bowl here, like this, just so that it doesn't stick whilst it's rising. And then we're going to shape the dough into a round, like this. And what we're looking for is for it to rise to double its size. It's probably going to take about an hour or so. Put it into the bowl, and I'm just going to make a cross in the centre of it like this. Just aids the rising process, like that. And then we're just going to brush the surface of the dough again with some olive oil so that it doesn't stick. And then we need to cover it with some cling film and leave it in a warm, dry place until it's risen to double the size. Okay, so I'll see you in about an hour. Okay guys, so I've left this for about an hour, and as you can see, it has virtually doubled in size, so that's what you need to see. And then what we're going to do is remove it from the bowl, and we're going to knock it back and knead it again, and then we put it to prove for about the same sort of time again, so it rises double in size for the second time. You need a little bit of extra flour for the kneading. I'll just move this bowl to one side, and we knock it completely back and give it a good kneading again, probably similar to what we did right at the beginning. So I'll just continue with this, and I'll see you in a few moments. Hi guys. Okay, so I've been kneading away now, and the next process is we make it into the shape that we want to have it when it's finished cooking. So I'm going to make it like a sort of cob shape here, like this. And then we grease a baking tray with a little bit of the oil, like so. Place this onto the baking sheet, and I'm just going to put a couple of cuts in the top, like so. And then we give it a little brush with oil again. We're going to cover it with cling film and leave it again for about the same amount of time. And when it's risen to double its size, we then put it in a preheated oven for about 180 degrees for approximately half an hour. So I'll see you when the bread has risen again in about an hour's time. Bye for now. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've left it for about an hour or so, and it's risen to about double the size. So from here it goes straight into the oven. I've preheated it to 180, and it should take about half an hour. You need to just test that the top is firm and it looks cooked through before you take it out of the oven, and I'll see you in a little while. Okay. Okay guys, so the bread's been in the oven for about 25 minutes. I've just had a quick look, and it just looks fab. How about that? So what you want is it's gone this beautiful golden brown colour, firm to touch on the top. So what we do now is transfer it to a cooling tray, allow it to cool, and then what I usually do is put it in a sealed container, and it keeps fresh for quite a few days if you do that, rather than going a little bit hard. Absolutely delicious bread this. Give it a try guys, it's so easy. If you've enjoyed watching the video today, please like and share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.